All right, shalom, shalom. I was just finished sharing some things. Hey, man, it's good to be back in front of this laptop to be able to teach, man. I pray to the Most High, Yahweh, to get me back in front of this to teach. And, I mean, I've been on the road driving, and, it's been good. It's been good. And, I just want to say throughout to y'all who are on here, you know what I mean, who come in week in and week out. Hey, Shabbat Shalom to you, Gabor Gabor. Um, It's just been a blessing to be back, man. Hey, tomorrow at camp will be tomorrow, and we having a camaraderie and brotherhood, man. We gonna go do some things after camp. You know what I mean? Probably hit camp like around 11 or 12 while it's still sunlight outside. Get everybody, correct them, and then a little while after that, man, go hit up and do some things, man. I got planned. You know, anybody want to join some camaraderie and brotherhood? Hit me up. But man, it's good to be back. Good to be back. Hey, first and foremost, man, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, and I do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ, Shema Yasharallah, Ya Allah Hayanawa Yahweh Chet. All right, here with Israel, the Lord our God is my Lord. Let me write this in the chat. All right, man. So a lot of things going on, man. You know that MOT to the B. Now you got hey man, that MOT to the B, that mark of the beast going. Hey man, uh, Jim Crow Joe already talking about a famine. Hey man, things going down. You got the famine. You got the mark of the beast. Now you got the brain chip. The brain chip they was talking about for Synchron. Synchron just beat out what's his face? Um, Elon Musk. Synchron just beat out Elon Musk to the government, man, to plant chips into people's brains. Check that out. Synchron. S as in Sam, Y as in yellow, N as in Nancy, C as in Charlie, H as in horse, R as in Ron, O as in Oscar, N as in Nancy. Synchron. Synchron beats Elon Musk in brain computer. Hey man, prophecy is coming. Most High is working to make us perfect, and it's too late in the race, man, to stop and give up. It's too late in the race to give up. Hey man, take counsel. Take counsel, man, because in the end, man, a lot of stuff is gonna happen. Tomorrow I'm gonna go over a lot of things at camp. I'm gonna bring out a lot of precepts, man, that a lot of brothers in the truth is is dealing with, and a lot of sisters that are dealing with a lot of things and camp issues everywhere that everybody is going through. Um, a lot of different things, man. A lot of things is going on around here, and people need answers. People need, certain questions, talking points to talk about. You know what I'm saying? A lot of different things. People are dying left and right. Most High is shaking the heavens. Most High said that He's going to shake the heavens. People are dropping dead everywhere, man. All kind of celebrities are dropping dead, man. Need I say more? The Most High said He's going to shake the heavens. Okay, and the heavens, the white man heaven is the black man's hell. And what I mean by black men, I'm talking about black, Hispanic, Native Indian, Panamanian, Guatemalan, Salvadoran, Honduras, Haitians, Jamaicans, Brazilians, all of our people were scattered abroad. That's what I mean. when I say that. Okay? So the heavens are being shook, man. R.I.P. to a brother, Kevin Samuels, has just passed as well. You know, hey man, it hit me in a way. A brother said that I ain't gonna even go there. I ain't gonna even go there. I ain't finna make it relevant on my channel. I ain't gonna do that. But at the same time, hey man, the brother helped me out a lot. I ain't gonna even lie to you, man. A lot of stuff growing up, I was never told as a young man that I learned off that channel and learned. And I was able to chew on the meat and spit off the bones, according to what the Most High had to say, according to what he said. And I say 75% he said was truth, right? And 25% was BS. That you really had to, you got to really understand the Bible and what the Most High be talking about. If you understood what the Most High be talking about, you will be able to sift through it, and you understand. Because every time he was like, "I'm going to hell for this," and I'd be like, "Most High gonna put your ass to death. You better repent." I'd be, "Yep, yep." I'd be doing just that. Amen. I don't wish death on my greatest enemy. I'm talking about of my people. So I don't wish death on my people, man. Not on my greatest enemy, because I even died myself. I ain't finna do that. You know what I mean? But I don't want to go too off topic. I just want to say, man, I learned a lot from that brother. I learned to grind. I learned to know what I want in a relationship. I learned to put my foot down in relationships. I learned to see women for who they was. All right. I saw what light they was in. I saw them coming before they even came around the corner. I saw what they was coming with, and I knew how to react to it. You know what I mean? I was able to see it in the scriptures what the Most High was talking about. And he gave us an example, and the person gave us an example because, hey, he was all about families. I love that. I'm all about family. I love family. Love it, man. Ain't nothing better than a family. Ain't nothing better than a wife and kids. Nothing better, man. Nothing better. It feels so good. He expressed that all the time. It's families, families, family, family, family. Family is important. Family is important. That's what I want to go on to tomorrow at camp about family. What is a family? What's not a family? What the Most High wants you to be with, and what the Most High don't want you to be with, and you stick to it. Because in these last days, Kana, in these last days, if they not in order, they ain't going. That's for sure. If you got women that got your kids, hey, you got to do what you got to do. The Most High gonna keep your kids safe, and if you make it, the Most High gonna bring your kid over there. Don't worry about that. That's why you keep them close. And if you can't keep them close, you got to be at arm's length, because it's all about this truth, man. It's all about bringing in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. It's all about this truth. It's all about teaching our people. And if they don't want to listen, ain't nothing you could do. The Most High just don't want them. It's falling on deaf ears. And if it's falling on deaf ears, they can't hear you. They in plain ignorance. They in ignorance, man. They in darkness. And they don't even want the light. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Stop trying. The Most High don't want them. The more you try, the more you're exhausted. You get exhausted trying to give somebody the truth that don't want it. You be coming in and you get good at it to the point where you can talk to somebody, man. You can give them the gift of gab and give them the truth. They be like, wow. You give them that truth well on a plate, man. You give it to them. You give them the truth on a plate. It is best served to them, and they eat it and they gobble it down and shit it right out. Why? Because it don't resonate with their spirit. The Most High don't want them. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Nothing you can say. It is what it is. All right. And I say that, man, because we're coming to a time where people are really trying not to get straight with the Most High. They not. You can see what they doing, man. It's like, bro, I have counsel. I have counsel periodically with the elders. I love counsel. I love nothing better than counsel, man. Get some strong advice, positive advice, and knowing they coming from the scriptures, you know it ain't from the world understanding. Whatever they say, you know it's coming from the Bible. You don't say it's coming what the Most High said. They ain't finna give you nothing else. They finna give you what the Most High said. Even if it's plain logic, it coincides with the scriptures. It coincides with the scriptures. It goes with the scriptures. The advice coincides with the scriptures. They're not going to deviate from the scriptures. It's going to be like, nah, man, the Most High just wouldn't do, well, from what I read in the scriptures, you know what I'm saying? Nah, that's just not logical. It's not. And sisters, I'm saying, we get into a time where you got to fit the role of Sarah. You got to fit the role of Sarah. I got to fit the role of Yahweh Shai Hamashiach. I got to fit that role. You got to fit the role of Sarah. You got to ask yourself, go look in the mirror, sisters. Don't worry about us, men. Worry about you for right now. What I want you to do, go look in the mirror and say, am I a daughter of Sarah? Right? And when you do that, have your sword on the counter by you, right? Read First Peter 3 on down and see if you fit that. And it's not just that. You can go to Titus 2 as well. And it's not just that. You can go to other scriptures to see if you fit. And then you read it to yourself and say, are you this? And then you will say, well, how am I able to practice that? Okay, am I with a man that says I'm this way? Okay, cool, sisters. If you with a man, you ask him, am I this way? And if he say no, you fix it. And if he say, yeah, you have a smile on your face and keep praying that you stay that way. But if you're not, and you don't want to change, to hell with you. Ain't nothing we can do. The Most High just don't want you. Or you don't want him. He don't need us. The Most High don't need us. He can make a rock be his people. And remember, when he say he can make a rock be his people, guess what we are? He can turn that rock to dust and then make another person. So you gotta guess. You know what I'm saying? Hey, he can lift up these rocks to be his people. That's powerful. Most High don't need us, man. And he's given us this opportunity, man, to prove that we want the kingdom. So I advise brothers and sisters to stop procrastinating and listen. Stop trying to save everybody, man. And what I mean by stop trying to save everybody, you got once, twice, or three times. That's it. That's my limit, man. That's my limit, man. That's my limit. I mean, I be putting this issue on a platter for brothers and sisters. I be putting it on a platter. So nice. Out there, just nice. Just I set the plate up so nice, none of the food touches each other. I mean, I got mashed potatoes and gravy. The gravy don't even go past the mashed potatoes. The gravy don't even leak over to the corn. When I put the corn on the plate, the corn don't even roll off over there to the chicken. I mean, everything is neatly on the plate when I give it to them. And I'm like, damn. I mean, I done set it up for you, put it together for you, showed you how it worked, show you how the Most High wanted and gave you a plate to eat. Like, there you go. And they said, I don't know though, man. It's just, What the hell with you? You got to start dealing with people according to knowledge, man. You got to. And yes, it is a beautiful thing, man, that the Most High chose us. It is a beautiful thing, man. We just piss them off a lot. And we, you know, what's that? Lamentations 3:25. Most High wakes up every morning with mercies. Mercies. I'm going to bring that out to watch. He has new mercies every morning. New mercies, man. New judgments going out and everything. Most High is just not, from what I learned and what I heard and read and witnessed, he's a merciful man. You know? I mean, if he love you, you're doing what he tell you to do, man, he got you. He's there for you, giving you what you need all the time. Ain't nothing too much of that, man. It's just, you got to have a limit. You got to have boundaries. And you know, I was given a good example by that brother, by that man. You know what I'm saying? Brother in his suit. He wasn't dressed like us and nothing. All right. So that's the end with that. We're going to get into this. The book of Numbers, chapter 6. So everybody turn to the book of Numbers, chapter 6. So we're going to read to Numbers 10. All right. And when we get to a part of this, we're going to skip a lot because it's just going on the changes and the dedication of the altar and everything else. I mean, of the temple and everything else. We're going to skip some things. All right. First, let me do something. All right, cool. So this is the book of Numbers, chapter 6 and verse 1. And the angel of the Most High, I'm not going to say Lord. I learned some things about this Lord word. I learned some things. I'll be learning. What you got to understand, they're inserts in the Bible. There's some inserts. And what they do is they insert them. What we're going to go to is the Bible dictionary. All right. Now, what I've learned and my study and everything else is I had I had to learn some things, and what I learned was where certain words come from in these words. Of course, you can say Lord in the Paleo Hebrew, it's Elohim. I mean Adawan, Adawan, not Adahim, Adawan. That's Lord, but did our people call the Most High Lord? Where did Lord come from? So let's see. Let's go over here. Who was called Lord? Who was called Lord? Remember, there are inserts in the scriptures that causes you to call on other gods, and they insert them in there. Scriptures is real. It's been proven who the people are through the scriptures, but some they put inserts in this, and I'm about change. I'm about doing what's right, and that's what I'm trying to do. Is I'm trying to teach y'all to do things what's right. So when it says Lord, who was called Lord in the Bible? Baal, Baal, Lord, possessor, husband. The name husband, possessor, Lord. Baal means Lord. So let me read Baal to you. Baal, Lord, possessor, husband, appears in the Old Testament with a variety of meanings. Master, with a variety. Exodus 21, 28, 34, Judges 19 and 22. Husband, Exodus 21, 3, Samuel, 2 Samuel 11 and 26. Usually, however, it refers to farm select. However, it refers to farm god of the Phoenicians and the Canaanites, responsible for crops, flocks, uh, Pecan farm families. Each locality had its own Baal. The Baalim were worshipped on high places with lascivious rites, self-torture, and human sacrifice. All right, so you got difference. You got Baal, Baalim, and you got the feminine and you got the masculine nouns. So when you hear me throughout the scripture say, instead of saying Lord, and the scripture says, excuse me, I'm trying to look up something. In the law, in the book of Exodus, chapter 23. Let me see. Okay. Okay, cool. I got it. Book of Exodus, chapter 23 and verse 13. And in all things that I have said unto you, be circumspect, be careful. And that's what I'm trying to do now is teaching y'all this. Because this God Baal, right here, right? Baal, meaning Lord, possessor, husband. Baal, right, is a god that our people worship of the Canaanites. Who else? He's a usually, however, it refers to farm god of the Phoenicians and Canaanites. All right, who the land the Most High gave us. Okay, Exodus 23 and 13. And in all things that I have said unto you, be circumspect and make no mention of the names of the other gods, neither let it be heard out of thy mouth. So if I say Lord or God, I'm spelling out, I'm not saying their names. I'm not making mention. So I believe for my studies, a man should be called Lord, a man should be called husband. Um, and I'm just coming with different things of understanding, you know what I mean? Um, and as I go, I'm going to teach as I go. Okay. Not as I go, but for my studies, I'm going to teach. And as I go, I'm going to show you why I believe in what I believe. Okay. So for right now, unless you can come with something else different, you know what I mean? This is what I'm going to teach. Period. So when you say Lord, Lord, you're mentioning other guys. I will know how forgive me for saying these other guys' names. So this is the book of Numbers, chapter 6 and verse 1. So why don't we just stick to the script and how you're supposed to say it? Because on videos, me growing up in the truth and being a part of another Can't Be Side Minds, we like to say it verbatim so people know who you're talking about. But, I say if somebody wants to know what I'm talking about, they should ask or put their comments in the comment section. You know what I mean? Be a part of the class, which this is a class. So I'm going to read it how it's supposed to be read. And this is Numbers chapter 6, verse 1. And the angel of the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, why? Because the Most High is not getting off his throne. He sends his angels to talk to us. So always be like this. And the angel of the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when either man or woman shall separate themselves to a vow, to select to themselves a vow. Hold on, I'm starting over again. Separate unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when either man or woman shall separate themselves to a vow, a vow of a Nazarite, to separate themselves unto Yahweh, right? He shall separate himself from wine and strong drink, and shall drink no vinegar of wine, or vinegar of strong drink. Neither shall he drink any liquor of grapes, nor eat moist grapes or dry. Okay, so this is going into a Nazarite vow. Now you got the consecration, the separation of the Most High. And what would be your separation of the Most High? To signify your Nazarite vow. It will be your hair. All right? I don't know about the nails. We want to see. But at the same time, it's your hair. That's your consecration. So a man or a woman can separate themselves unto a vow, a Nazarite vow unto the Most High. Okay? Verse 4. All the days of his separation, all the days of his separation shall he eat nothing that is made of the vine tree, from the kernels even to the husk. All the days of his vow, right? Excuse me. All the days of his vow, of his separation, shall no razor come upon his head. See, his hair is going to grow. He can't cut his hair. Until the days be fulfilled in the which he separated himself unto the Lord, he shall be holy, and shall let the locks of his hair of his head grow. Now, this is talking about long hair, not dreadlocks. All right, let me share my screen. Okay, in the Strong's Hebrew, 65:45, right? Para, meaning hair, long hair, leader or long hair. Watch this. Para, lock, hair, long hair of head, locks, leader. Now, where they bring in the locks, they bring in that what is that damn religion called? Rastafari. All right. That's that stuff they be saying the locks, they be twisting their hair, anything like that. Scriptures don't speak about it. They speak of long hair. Locks in the scriptures just mean long hair. Para. Okay. Let's go back. Let's take that down. Cool. Okay, verse 5. All the days of so like Numbers chapter 6, verse 5. All the days of the vow of his separation, there shall no razor come upon his head, signifying it's his hair that's going to, just grow. You can't cut his hair or anything. Okay. Until the days be fulfilled in which he separated himself unto the Lord. He shall be holy. He shall be separate from a lot of things. And it's going to go into what he shall be separated from. And shall let the locks of his hair of his head grow. All the days that he separated himself unto the Lord, he shall come at no dead body. So what is he separating himself? That's what the vow is for. The vow shows you what the separation is. Because he's going to vow not to do something. And he's going to separate himself from whatever he said he's not going to do. Plus, he's not going to drink from the vine, grapes, wine, and certain liquors that, is grown with the vine and the husk. You know what I mean? And he's doing it for a reason. So let's see. Verse 6. All the days that he separated himself unto Yahweh, he shall come at no dead body. He shall not make himself clean. He should not make himself unclean for his father, or for his mother, or for his brother, or for his sister when they die, because the consecration of Yahweh is upon his head. The consecration of Yahweh is upon his head. And what is that? Is his hair. That vow showing you because it's growing out strong. And it's just like the vine, okay? It's just like the vine, how you crop it or you just let it grow wild. Okay, you let it grow wild, and by letting it grow wild, it starts to get strong. Okay, and then when you finish with your consecrate, you cut it off, and you know what I'm saying, that the fruit just grows up real strong. Okay, verse 8. All the days of his separation, he is holy unto Yahweh. And if any man die very suddenly by him, he hath defiled the head of his consecration. Then he shall shave his head in the day of his cleansing. On the seventh day shall he shave it. So if if I was doing a Nazarite vow and a dead body was by me, or I drank some wine and all that other stuff, it's over from that day. So then I will count a day and then another day. You know what I'm saying? So if I do it today, right? And the sun outside, this is the end of the day, which is while the sun is out. You see the elements shining through the house. Um, it will be, I will count it as, and this is the Sabbath. I will just say next Sabbath, I will cut my hair off. Seventh day. Okay. Verse 10. On the eighth day, he shall bring two turtles or two young pigeons to the priest, to the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And the priest shall offer the one for a sin offering, and the other for a burnt offering, and make an atonement for him, for that he sinned by the dead, and shall hallow his head that same day. Hallow his head. And he shall consecrate, and he shall consecrate unto Yahweh the days of his separation, right? And shall bring a lamb of the first year for a trespass offering. But the days that were before shall be lost, because his separation was defiled. So, but the days that were before shall be lost. So it don't count no more. So if that person was like a case in point, what's his face? What's his name again? Um, Samson, right? Samson was a Nazarite from birth, and he had power, all kind of strength. And once he defiled himself by cutting his locks, his consecration, cutting it off, he got what? He got weak, right? So, because the days that were before shall be lost, because the separation was defiled. He's going to lose all his power. He had that power while he was, a Nazarite. And he was just, in his consecration of the Most High, he was just letting his hair grow. You know what I mean? So that right there was his power, was the Most High, was his power. He can't be defiled by no dead body, nothing at all. So if his mother, sister, kid died, he can't go to the funeral. A lot these days, a lot of people put their family over the Most High. And it shouldn't be like that. Because the Most High is not, you got to put the Most High first. I'm not going to go into explanation of that. All right, number 6 and 13. And this was the law of the Nazarite. When the days of his separation are defiled, he shall be brought unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and he shall offer his offering unto the Lord. Right? One he lamb of the first year without blemish for a burnt offering, and one ewe lamb of the first year without blemish for a sin offering, and one ewe lamb without blemish for a peace offering. Okay? And a basket of unleavened bread, cakes of fine flour mingled with oil, and wafers of unleavened bread anointed with oil, and their meat offering and their drink offering. And the priest shall bring them before the Lord, and shall offer his sin offering and his burnt offering. And he shall offer the ram for a sacrifice of peace offering unto the Lord, with a basket of unleavened bread. The priest shall offer also his meat offering of his drink offering. And the Nazarite shall shave the head of his separation at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and shall take the hair of the head of his separation and put it in the fire, right? Which is under the sacrifice of peace offering. And the priest shall take the side and shoulder of the ram, and one unleavened cake out of the basket, and one unleavened wafer, and shall put them upon the hands of the Nazarite after the hair of his separation is shaven. And the priest shall wave them for a wave offering before Yahweh. This is holy for the priest, with the wave breast and heave shoulder. After that, the Nazarite may drink wine. Because remember, in verse 3, he wasn't supposed to drink no wine. But after that, he can drink wine. So when Yahweh Shai said, I will not drink no wine with you until I sit with you at the table, do you think that was a Nazarite vow? You let me know. I ain't going to say nothing. All right, verse 21. This is the law of the Nazarite who hath vowed, and of his offering unto the Lord for his separation. Beside that his hand shall get. Say it again. This is the law of the Nazarite who hath vowed, and of his offering unto Yahweh for his separation. Beside that his hand shall get. So, how can I explain it? So, whatever he vowed and that he wanted is saying, I'm gonna get more understanding on this right here. I'm not gonna say it. I ain't gonna be too proud. It's just I'm not really getting that his hand shall get according to the vow which he vowed. So we'll come back to it. All right, verse 22. No, that he get. I'm gonna start at verse 21. That his hand shall get according to the vow which he vowed. So he must do after the law of his separation. And And the angel of Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron and unto his sons, saying, On this wise ye shall bless the children of Israel, saying unto them, Yahweh bless thee and keep thee. Yahweh make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. Yahweh lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. And they shall put my name upon the children of Israel, and I will bless them. Right? Kal Sharad, Debar Yahweh, Anai Shaiwan Ashema. All that Yahweh said, what we doing here. Hey, give me just a second, all right? All right, I'm back. I'm hungry. I got hungry, all right? Okay, that felt much better. All right, the book of Numbers, chapter 7 and verse 1. And it came to pass on the day that Moses had fully set up the tabernacle and had anointed it and sanctified it, and all the instruments thereof, both the altar and all the vessels thereof, and had anointed them and sanctified them, that the princes of Israel, heads of the house of their fathers, who were the princes of the tribes, and were over them that were numbered. And they brought their offering before the Lord, 6 covered wagons and 12 oxen, and a wagon for 2 of the princes, and for each one an ox, and they brought them before the tabernacle. And the angel of the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Take it of them, right? Take it of them, that they may be to do the service of the tabernacle of the congregation. And thou shalt give them unto the Levites, to every man according to his service. And Moses took the wagon and the oxen and gave them unto the Levites. Now, this is the part I was talking about when I said I'm going to skip. Going to have to skip them because it's going to go through the whole thing until verse 84. And it's going to keep saying the same thing from different tribes. Okay? All right. Numbers chapter 7, verse 84. This was the dedication of the altar in the day when it was anointed by the priests of Israel. 12 charges of silver, 12 silver bowls, 12 spoons of gold. Each charge of silver weighing 130 shekels. Each bowl 70. All the silver vessels weighed 2,400 shekels after the shekel of the sanctuary. The golden spoons were 12 full of incense, weighing 10 shekels apiece, after the shekel of the sanctuary. All the gold of the spoons was 120 shekels. All the oxen for a burnt offering were 12 bullocks, the rams 12, the lambs of the first year 12, with their meat offering, and the kids of the goats for a sin offering 12. And all the oxen for sacrifice of peace offerings were 20 and 4 bullocks, the rams 60, the he goats 60, the lambs of the first year 60. This was the dedication of the altar after it was anointed. First altar, bam, coming out of the captivity. All right. Okay. First one, verse 39. And when Moses was gone into the tabernacle of the congregation to speak with him, then he heard the voice of one speaking unto him from off the mercy seat that was upon the ark of testimony, from between the two cherubims. And he spake unto him. Stops right there. Call Shirah, the boy Yahweh, and Yeshua Nashima. Other Yahweh said, what we doing here? So that's going to go into a lot of other stuff. So, but that mercy seat, right? Symbolically, this is the chest. This is the mercy seat where the Most High is the only one that can speak to you in here. And he can read your thoughts. That's a breakdown in itself. Okay. Numbers chapter 8 and verse 1. And the angel of the Lord spake unto Moses, right, saying, speak unto Aaron, and say unto him, when thou lightest the lamps, the 7 lamps shall give light over against the candlestick. And Aaron did so. He lighted the lamps thereof over against the candlestick, as the angel of the Lord commanded Moses. And this work of the candlestick was of beaten gold, unto the shaft thereof, unto the flowers thereof was beaten work, according to the pattern which the angel of the Lord, which the angel of Yahweh had showed Moses. So he made the candlestick. Okay, so when he was up in the mount, the angel of the Lord showed him how to make it. And who was that? Which, when you go to Psalms 104, verse 4 to 6, I believe the Most High maketh this angel spirits. Okay, and who was that in the beginning? Was Hamashiach Yahushai. If you knew, that's why you got to watch the videos and you'll learn that Hamashiach Yahushai is from the beginning, and Hamashiach Yahushai is who you ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Okay? All right, verse 5. And the angel of the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, take the Levites from among the children of Israel and cleanse them. Thus shalt thou do unto them to cleanse them. Sprinkle water of purifying upon them, and let them shave all their flesh, and let them wash their clothes, and so make themselves clean. Then let them take a young bullock with his meat offering, even fine flour mingled with oil, and another young bullock shalt thou take for a sin offering. They about to make some fried ox. That's what they about to do. Fried ox. That's where we get it from. Fried. Oxtails probably be fried. The shoulder's gonna be fried. Everything gonna be fried on that ox, mingled with oil. Okay, I would say not everything on the ox will be fried, but hey, Most High love the seasoning and the oil, and who know more about herbs and spices than we do. All right. Okay, verse 9. And thou shalt bring the Levites before the temple of the congregation, and thou shalt gather the whole assembly of the children of Israel together, And thou shalt bring the Levites before Yahweh, and the children of Israel shall put their hands upon the Levites. And Aaron shall offer the Levites before the Lord, before Yahweh, for an offering of the children of Israel, that they may execute the service of Yahweh. And the Levites shall lay their hands upon the heads of the bullock. So you got the children of Israel laying their hands upon the Levites, who's going to bear the temple. So they're transferring their sins onto the Levites. Now the Levites are transferring all the sins of the children of Israel onto the goats. Verse 9, and thou shalt bring the Levites before the tabernacle of the congregation, and thou shalt gather the whole assembly of the children of Israel together. And thou shalt bring the Levites before Yahweh, and the children of Israel shall put their hands upon the Levites. And Aaron shall offer the Levites before Yahweh for an offering of the children of Israel, that they may execute the service of Yahweh. And the Levites shall lay their hands upon the heads of the bullocks. And thou shalt offer the one for a sin offering, and the other for a burnt offering unto Yahweh, to make an atonement for the Levites. And thou shalt set the Levites before Aaron and before his sons, and offer them for an offering unto Yahweh. Thus shalt thou separate the Levites from among the children of Israel, and the Levites shall be mine. Now the Most High is just making a change, because he had all Israel, all the firstborns of Israel was to do the job, but now he just took the Levites to do the job. All right. Verse 15. And after that shall the Levites go in to do the service of the tabernacle of the congregation. And thou shalt cleanse them and offer them for an offering. For they are wholly given unto me from among the children of Israel, instead of such as open every womb. Even instead of the firstborn of all the children of Israel have I taken them unto me. For all the firstborn of the children of Israel are mine, both man and beast. On the day that I smote every firstborn in the land of Egypt, I sanctified them for myself. He separated them for himself. Right? And I have taken the Levites for all the firstborn of the children of Israel, and I have given the Levites as a gift to Aaron and to his sons from among the children of Israel, to do the service of the children of Israel in the tabernacle of the congregation, right? And to make an atonement for the children of Israel, a reconciliation back to him. Because that's what the sacrifices are for. It's when you sin, instead of the Most High killing you, he kills that ox and sheds the ox blood and everything else. The Most High requires blood for your transgressions. So the sacrifices was necessary for not to take you out. But ain't no more sacrifices now. The Mashiach Yahushua was that ultimate sacrifice for the children of Israel. Watch this. And this is the funny thing about folks. And this is, it's so easy in how they get it mixed up. Watch this. Book of Lamentations, chapter 3. Let me see. Exodus 3 and 6. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 3 and verse 6. And he reads, moreover, he said, I am the power of thy father, the power of Abraham, the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob. And Moses hid his face, for he was afraid to look upon the angel of the Most High. So this is just so simple to tell people. When they say, well, who he's the God of? He's the power of Abraham, power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel. That's who he's the power of. And then you can go to Romans 9 as well. He's still the power of Israel. Okay? So verse 19, Numbers 8 and 19. And I have given the Levites as a gift to Aaron and to his sons from among the children of Israel to do the service of the children of Israel in the tabernacle of the congregation and to make an atonement for the children of Israel. Like I said, an atonement is a reconciliation. Like we have a day of atonement. The one day the Most High forgives all your sins, it's a reconciliation back to the Most High. That there be no plague among the children of Israel when the children of Israel come nigh unto the sanctuary. Who the children of Israel? The Black, Hispanic, Native Indians, Panamanians, Guatemalans, the Salvadorans, and our people from Honduras, Haitian, Jamaican. All right. and one thing y'all gotta understand, man, y'all gotta know all the calendar feast days in order. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give you this right here. Our calendars are 30 days. New moon is every 30 days. So you counting it like that. Knowing all the feast days, it'd be so easier for you to learn the calendar. And we're gonna learn the calendar. But learning the calendar is very important. Learning how to count the day is very important. Okay? And then you must know all the tribes and the order they were born. Okay? Best thing. All right, I'm almost at the end of verse 19. I'm gonna start in the tabernacle of the congregation and to make an atonement for the children of Israel, that there be no plague among the children of Israel when the children of Israel come nigh unto the sanctuary. And Moses and Aaron and all the congregation of the children of Israel did to the Levites according unto all that Yahweh commanded Moses, right? All that the angel of the Lord commanded Moses concerning the Levites, so did the children of Israel unto them. And the Levites, which the Most High gave the order to the angels, and they carried out the order to Moses. Okay, so ultimately they get they charge and they orders from the Most High. Period. They don't do nothing without the Most High telling them. All right, verse 21. And the Levites were purified, and they washed their clothes, and Aaron offered them as an offering before the Lord. And Aaron made an atonement for them to cleanse them. And after that went the Levites in to do their service in the tabernacle of the congregation before Aaron and before his sons. And the angel of the Lord had commanded Moses concerning the Levites, so did they unto them. Okay? So it's just going into things and what Moses keeping the order and what he's been told to do. And that's showing. That's why Paul is talking about may everything be done decently and in order. Masha is just keeping the order of the Most High. Everything must be done decently in order. You must do it how you're told. All right. All right. Numbers 8 and verse 23. And the angel of the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, This is that belongeth unto the Levites. For 25 years old and upward, they shall go in to wait upon the service of the tabernacle of the congregation. And from the age of 50 years, they shall cease waiting upon the service thereof, and shall serve no more. All right, 50 years they shall cease waiting upon the service. So they got to serve. So it's from 25 years to 50, they got to serve 25 years. So if you coming into this truth and you start serving, you're really not supposed to start serving the Most High until like you're 25 years old. So if you're 25 already coming into the truth, you got to wait till you're 50 to start serving the Most High, and then wait till 75 to stop. So you're just learning right now. So we got rules in the government on when are you considered an elder versus when you should be in this truth doing the work. You know, by reason, a man learns fast. And these days, you really can't do that. Everybody ain't trying to wait. People get a Bible in their hand, watch some channels. Oh, I got this. I can do that. I mean, it's not easy as you think, champ. It's not that easy, man. This is dedication here. What happened when you tap out? You over there like, tap me out, come and get me. When you holler, come and get you. Whew. All right. Numbers chapter 8, verse 24. This is it that belongeth unto the Levites from 25 years old and upward. They shall go in to wait upon the service of the tabernacle of the congregation. And from the age of 50 years they shall cease waiting upon the service thereof, and shall serve no more. But shall minister, shall teach, minister, shall teach. May he make his ministers a flame of fire, his angels his ministers a flame of fire, to teach the words, but shall minister with their brethren in the tabernacle of the congregation to keep the charge, and shall do no service. Thus shalt do unto the Levites touching the charge. Kal Shara, the Bar Yahweh, Anai Shava Nashemai. All that Yahweh said, what we doing here. So, learning these things, that we had that atonement coming in, that Day of Atonement, where, coming in where the Levites, did the sacrifice and, that atonement of reconciling us back to the Most High. You learn these things and what they do and building the first altar. So when you start reading above, you can be like, they're gonna be like, nah, it's the first altar, and you come back over here to Numbers, like, nah, the first altar was right here. What about the rebuilding? The rebuilding of the temple in the book of Maccabees. Now you know that's not the first time it was built, because it's the rebuilding. I mean, it was tore down. Think about it. And then we start correcting people through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. All right? These things work for good. Here you go. And the Lord and the angel of the Most High spake unto Moses in the wilderness of Sinai in the first month of the second year, after they were come out of the land of Egypt, saying, let the children of Israel also keep the Passover at his appointed season. In the 14th day of this month at evening, ye shall keep it in his appointed season, according to all the rites of it, and according to all the ceremonies thereof shall ye keep it. Remember, the do-over Passover is coming up, so you should be at my house Friday. That way we can bring it in at it's not sunset. Yeah, during the sunset. When the sun sets into the sky, that's when we start bringing in the unleavened bread. But at the time when they did the Passover, that day was just the sacrifices and everything else. The cooking of the lamb and everything else. And then that night when he came in, at that sunset, when it started to get dark and start coming over, so you bring it in. And then when it gets dark, that's when it's the Feast of Unleavened Bread. But that's just taking it in ceremonially, right? That Friday, going into sunset. That's when you start taking it in and doing your prayers and everything else to commemorate Hamashiach Yahushua. And that's when you bring it in. All right. We learn, baby. We learn. And I'm glad we had to get a do-over. So those that wasn't there can be there. Excuse me. All right, Numbers chapter 9 and verse 4. And Mashah spake unto the children of Israel that they should keep the Passover. And they kept the Passover on the 14th day of the first month at evening in the month of Abib. Right? In the wilderness of Sinai, according to all that the angel of the Lord commanded Moses, so did the children of Israel. And there were certain men who were defiled by the dead body of a man, that they could not keep the Passover on that day. Right? Because when you go to Exodus 12, you start reading about the Passover. Now, this is just going over it, reiterating again. And they came before Mashah and before Aaron on that day. And those men said unto him, we are defiled by the dead body of a man. Wherefore are we kept back, that we may not offer an offering of the Lord, the offering of Yahweh in his appointed season among the children of Israel. And Mashah said unto them, stand still, and I will hear what the angel of the Lord will command concerning you. Right? But obviously, it's the Most High Yahweh. Let me see. And Moses said unto them, stand still, and I will hear what Yahweh will command concerning you. You can say Yahweh or the angel of the Lord. All right, but ultimately, Yahweh gives the orders. Period. All right, verse 9. And the angel of the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, if any man of you or of your posterity shall be unclean by reason of dead body, or be in a journey afar off. Be in a journey means he's coming this way towards the Passover, but damn, just too late. But he was in a journey, he was coming. Do over. Yet he shall keep the Passover unto the Lord, the 14th day of the second month. At evening they shall keep it, and eat it with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. They shall leave none of it unto the morning, nor break any bone of it. According to all the ordinances of the Passover, they shall keep it. It's why you don't break the bone, because it is symbolically Hamashiach Yahushua, but not a bone will be broken on him. All right? You know what you're talking about. Verse 13. But the man that is clean and is not in a journey, and forbeareth to keep the Passover, even the same soul shall be cut off from his people, because he brought not the offering of the Lord in his appointed season. That man shall bear his sin. And if a stranger shall sojourn among you, and will keep the Passover unto Yahweh, according to the ordinances of the Passover, and according to the manner thereof, so shall he do. He shall have one ordinance both for the stranger and for him that was born in the land. All right? And on the day of the tabernacle was, stop right there. So do we understand how this goes? If you're in a far journey, right? Or if you're defiled by a dead body, you get to do the ceremonies over again. But if you wasn't defiled by a dead body, and you wasn't a far journey off, but then you got other things. You got, I know some people that was told not to come to the Passover because they was just straight wicked. I would say this would be your second chance to come. If you was told not to attend the Passover because you just wicked as hell, this should be your chance to come back in and do it better. That's what I say. But if not, don't beg them, folks. Don't beg them to come. Let it be willingly. Well, hey, brother. Hey, sister. I know last time you didn't want to come, but we're going to have a do-over Passover Friday. You going to come? You want to come? Come on. That's it. Let them speak. If they don't, it's on them, not you. Has nothing to do with you. That's all that. And the Most High just don't want them. Okay? That's all it is. All right, verse 14. I want to do this again. And if a stranger shall sojourn among you and will keep the Passover unto Yahweh, according to the ordinances of the Passover, and according to the manner thereof, so shall he do. Ye shall have one ordinance both for the stranger and for him that was born in the land. All right. And on the day that the tabernacle was reared up, the cloud covered the tabernacle, namely the tent of the testimony. And at evening there was upon the tabernacle as it were the appearance of fire unto the morning. So it was always. The cloud covered it by day, and the appearance of fire by night. And when the cloud was taken up from the tabernacle, then after that the children of Israel journeyed, and in the place where the cloud abode, there the children of Israel pitched their tents. At the commandment of Yahweh, the children of Israel journeyed, and at the commandment, right, of the angel of the Yahweh, they pitched. As long as the cloud abode upon the tabernacle, they rested in the tents. And when the cloud tarried long upon the tabernacle many days, then the children of Israel kept the charge of Yahweh and journeyed not. And so it was when the cloud was a few days upon the tabernacle, according to the commandment of Yahweh, they abode in their tents. And according to the commandment of Yahweh, they journeyed. And so it was when the cloud abode from evening unto the morning, and that the cloud was taken up in the morning. Then they journeyed, whether it was by day or by night, that the cloud was taken up, they journeyed. Or whether it were 2 days, or a month, or a year, that the cloud tarried upon the tabernacle, remaining thereon. The children of Israel abode in their tents and journeyed not. But when it was taken up, they journeyed. And this was a beautiful blessing that we had of the Most High, is to be able to see that right there. I want to see that. I know it's true. I ain't crazy. Especially when I start to read the scriptures, man, it's like, dang, man, we had that. I knew I was somebody special. I knew it. I knew of it. I knew it, man. I used to wake up and be like, man, I gotta be somebody better than I am right now. I just feel like I'm so much better than a lot of people. I mean, me as a person, who I am. I'm like, man, I gotta be somebody. Sorry. I'm like, I gotta be somebody, man. I gotta be somebody special. I always said that. Now you see this right here. You start reading this here. I don't know what you see. I don't know what you're talking about. But so read this, verse 22. Or whether it were 2 days or a month or a year, right? That the cloud tarried upon the tabernacle, remaining thereon, the children of Israel abode in their tents and journeyed not. But when it was taken up, they journeyed. So they just chilled in their tents all the time. Just chilled, man. And just chilled out, had fun in their tents, talking, reading the scripts, going over what the Most High wants us to know, right? And at the commandment of the Most High, they rested in the tents And at the commandment of the Most High, they journeyed. They kept the charge of Yahweh at the commandment of the angel of Yahweh by the hand of Masha. Right? Call Shara, the bar Yahweh, Anai Shai, Nashima. All that Yahweh said, what we doing here. So I'm going to stop here and I'm going to go to Wisdom of Solomon. So let's go to Wisdom of Solomon first before I take a little break. So y'all should be going to Wisdom of Solomon now. So when I pop back on, you already there. Okay. So I'm going to take 10 and I'll be right back. I got to use the bathroom. All right, Shalom. Um, so now we're back here at Wisdom of Solomon. Okay. What I wanted to get. There's another precept. Let me see. Okay, cool. I forgot. So this is the book of Wisdom of Solomon. Love righteousness, ye that be judges of the earth. Think of the Most High with a good heart, and in simplicity of heart seek him. For he will be found of them that tempt him not, and sheweth himself unto such as do not distrust him. Tempting Most High. He ain't gonna do this. You tempting him. You know what I'm saying? The Most High ain't gonna do this and do that. Yeah, he ain't gonna do this, man. Just no faith in him, right? For he will be found of them that tempt him not, and sheweth himself unto such as do not distrust him. You gotta trust the Most High. All right? For forward thoughts separate from Yahweh, and his power, when it is tried, reproveth the unwise. Mm-hmm. He'll show you his power. You want to play? He's gonna show you forward thoughts. Let's find forward real quick. Think forward is perverse, not willing to do which is required. Forward thoughts. Okay, forward. Perverse. That is turning from a version of reluctant, not willing to yield or comply with what is required. So forward is a perverse person. Like I said, forward is perverse, not willing to yield to what is required of you. This is what is required of you. You're not willing to yield to that. You're a perverse person. You're not willing to yield. You know, when you go on the highway, it says yield this way, go this way, yield that way, start going that way. You're not willing to yield, which is required of you. You're a forward person. You're very perverse. And people have a hard time doing that because they want to do what they want to do. They want to do it their way. You're resisting the will of the Most High. That's what you're ultimately doing. You're resisting him. Okay? Verse 3. For forward thoughts separate from Yahweh, and his power, when it is tried, reproveth the unwise. For unto a malicious soul wisdom shall not enter, dwell in the body that is subject unto sin. For in a malicious soul, somebody that hates people for no reason, right? Let's look at it again. Let's find it. Malicious. Malicious, a born ill will or an enmity without provocation. All right. Provocation. Malevolent and extreme, malignant and hard. Hating someone for no reason. Malicious just means you hate somebody for no reason. You don't have a reason to hate them. You just hate them. That's a malicious soul, malicious mind. So I'm gonna start. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 3. For forward thoughts separate from God, and from forward thoughts separate from Yahweh, and his power when it is tried reproveth the unwise. For unto a malicious soul wisdom shall not enter. A malicious soul wisdom shall not. The understanding will not go into the heart, a soul of a man that hates somebody for no reason. All right. Nor dwell in the body that is subject unto sin. For the Holy Spirit of discipline will flee deceit. So the Holy Spirit of discipline will flee deceit, and deceit is what? Somebody that is being, women are very, come on now. Y'all can put it in the chat. Manipulative, y'all. Manipulative. Deceit is manipulation. Verse 5, for the Holy Spirit of discipline will flee manipulation. Right? Once you start being manipulative, it's gone. And remove from thoughts that are without understanding, and will not abide when unrighteousness cometh in. For wisdom is a loving spirit, and will not acquit a blasphemer of his words. For God is a witness of his reins, and a true beholder of his heart. For Yahweh is a witness of his reins, and a true beholder of his heart, and a hearer of his tongue. That was strong right there. For wisdom is a loving spirit, and will not acquit a blasphemer of his words. For Yahweh is witness of his reins, and a true beholder of his heart, and a hearer of his tongue. He's a true beholder of what he believes, and a hearer of his tongue. What goes out comes back in, and he'll hear it. Okay, I said that was going to happen, and it happened. That's right. That's right. Exactly. Verse 7. For the spirit of the Lord, for the spirit of Yahweh filleth the world, and that which containeth all things hath knowledge of the voice. Therefore, he that speaketh unrighteous things cannot be hid, neither shall vengeance, when it pursueth, pass by him. For inquisition shall be made into counsels of the ungodly. You know, inquisition is a study of deep of inquisition of like you're trying to find something out. Deep study, you know what I mean? For inquisition shall be made into the counsels of the ungodly, and the sound of his words shall come unto the Lord, for the manifestation of his wicked deeds. For the ear of jealousy heareth all things, and the noise of murmuring is not hid. Therefore beware of murmuring, which is unprofitable, and refrain your tongue from backbiting. For there is no word so secret that shall go for naught, and the mouth that believeth slayeth the soul. Again, therefore beware of murmuring, of just talking ish and complaining about stuff, which is unprofitable, and refrain your tongue from backbiting. Refrain your tongue from talking about somebody. Stop that. For there is no word so secret that shall go for naught, because the Most High hears everything. And the mouth that believe that for the mouth that believeth slayeth the soul. What does believeth mean? It's actually belief. So verse 11, therefore beware of murmuring, which is unprofitable, and refrain your tongue from backbiting. For there is no word so secret that shall go for naught, and the mouth that believeth slayeth the soul. That believeth all that slayeth the soul. You believe in murmuring, you believe in backbiting, that's unprofitable. And that backbiting tongue, you believe in it. Hey, you shall slay a soul with that. And when that pops off on you, somebody get back at you for it, then you're going to understand. Verse 12, seek not death in the era of your life, and pull not upon yourself destruction with the works of your hands. For God made not death. Again, for God made not death, neither hath he pleasure in the destruction of the living. For he created all things that they might have their being. And the generations of the world were healthful. And the generations of the world were healthful. And there was no poison of destruction in them, nor the kingdoms of death upon the earth. For righteousness is immortal, but ungodly men with their works and words called it to them. For when they thought to have it their friend, they consumed to naught and made a covenant with it, because they are worthy to take part with it. For an ungodly man with his works, right? With his works, and the words called it to them. With his works, and the words called to them that the Most High came out. So what's your unrighteous works that you do? A man when his works, the words called to it. That means either you just condemning your own self. Like my works and whatever I do, the words that went with it, that if I do righteous works, what's going to happen to me? Immortality. If you do unrighteous works, those works that's come to you, what's going to happen? Death. All right. Verse 15, no, verse 16. But ungodly men with their works and words called it to them. For when they thought to have it their friend, they consumed to naught and made a covenant with it, because they are worthy to take part with it. Hey. All right, chapter 2. For the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not aright. Our life is short and tedious, and in the death of a man there is no remedy. Neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave. Man, our life is tedious, man. You got little things. Most High said this. Where is it at? Rock. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 40, verse 1. Great travail is created for every man, and an heavy yoke is upon the sons of Adam, for the day that they go out of their mother's womb to the day that they turn to the mother of all things. It's tedious, but hard work is what the Most High put for you. Hey, again, great travail is created for every man. What is travail? It's painful or laborious efforts. Your laborious efforts. Okay? All right, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 12, verse 1. For the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves. The ungodly. And what y'all got to understand is this too, right here. This is very, 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 very important. Psalms 1 and 1. Book of Psalms, chapter 1 and verse 1. Blessed is them that walk not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of Yahweh, and in Yahweh's law doeth he meditate day and night. Day and night. They didn't say sun up to sundown. You know what I mean? He meditate day and night. Either one of those, okay? So, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 1. For the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, right? But not aright. But they not having a righteous conversation. Our life is short and tedious, and in the death of a man there is no remedy. Can't bring yourself back to life, right? Neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave, right? For we are born at all adventure, and we shall be hereafter, as though we had never been. For the breath in our nostrils is as smoke, and a little sparking the morning of our hearts, which being extinguished, our body shall be turned into ashes, and our spirit shall vanish as the soft air. Read that again. Verse 2, for we are born at all adventure. All right. So, for if we are born at all adventure, what is an adventure? Something you do that you enjoy. Our life is basically saying our life is like an adventure. And we shall be hereafter as though we had never been. For the breath of in our nostrils is as smoke. So he's speaking of regeneration. You know what I'm saying? He's saying like, and we shall be hereafter as though we had never been. Right? For the breath in our nostrils is as smoke, and a little spark in the morning of our heart, which being extinguished, our body shall be turned into ashes, and our spirit shall vanish as a soft air. And that's what happens to a man when they die. You know, body turned to ashes, but their spirit disappeared. The spirit just goes back to the Most High from which it came. Let me see. I think it's a limitation something. Yeah, Ecclesiastes 12 and 7. Yeah, limitations. Ecclesiastes verse 12, chapter 12, verse 7, and it reads, um, then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto Yahweh who gave it. So that's what that is. So a man's life is tedious, but they're just wicked, man, ungodly. You know, what is meaning of tedious? Let's get it. Meaning of tedious.
Here's the definition of tedious: too long, slow, or dull, tiresome or monotonous.
So again, tedious, too long, slow, or dull, tiresome, or monotonous, right? Monotonous means dull, tedious, or repetitious, lacking in variety and interest. Lack of interest. You say in our life has a lack of interest, man. So, verse 2, for we are born at all adventure, and we shall be hereafter as though we had never been. For the breath in our nostrils is as smoke, and a little spark in the morning of our hearts, which being extinguished, our body shall be turned into ashes, and our spirit shall vanish as a soft air. Now remember, when you read this, you gotta visualize what's he talking about, man. Nostrils and everything are life. And you gotta picture that in your mind, because a proverb is an expression. So these are expressions. They're talking to you with expressions. I'm talking to you, man. Hey, bro, that's how, you know, when we talk to each other, we talk to each other in code. You know what I'm saying? These prophets are jakes, man, brothers. So you got to understand how they talk and how we talk, and you got to apply it right here. Verse 4, and our name shall be forgotten in time, and no man shall have our works in remembrance, and our life shall pass away as the trace of a cloud, and shall be dispersed as a mist that is driven away with the beams of the sun and overcome with the heat thereof. He's just telling how their life will be an ungodly life. This is an ungodly life. For our time is a very shadow that passeth away, and after our end there is no return. for it is fast scaled, so that no man cometh again. Come on, therefore, let us enjoy the good things that are present, and let us speedily use the creatures like as in youth. And being ungodly, right? Let us fill ourselves with costly wine and ointments, and let no flower of the spring pass by us. Let no flower of the spring. Who has a flower? A woman or your body. But pay attention in that context of what it's talking about. Let ourselves with costly wine and ornament and ointments, and let no flower of the spring pass by us. So spring, when blooms a flower, but that time it takes, it's talking about time. The time. Don't let time pass us by. Okay. Verse 8. Let us crown ourselves with rosebuds before they be withered. Let none of us go without his part of our voluptuousness. Let us leave tokens of our joyfulness in every place, for this is our portion, and our lot is this. Let us oppress the poor. Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widows, nor reverence ancient gray hairs or the aged. Let me see something. So this is just going on an evil speaker and the evil that they want to do. Okay. Verse 10. So let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age. Y'all know what a widow is, right? A woman whose husband that has passed away. Y'all know who's a fatherless, right? The fatherless are the children to a woman whose husband passed away. The fatherless. A fatherless is not a woman who divorced her husband and took the kids. Now they're fatherless. That's not the fatherless. Not according to the scriptures. No, that didn't happen here. So you can't say that's the fatherless. That's not the fatherless. That's just a woman who took a man's seed from him. Okay? All right, verse 11. Let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn, and he is clean contrary to our doings. He upbraided us with our offending the law, and objecteth to our infamy and transgressing of our education. They hate us. And that's how they are. They want to get rid of the poor righteous man. We poor because we don't have the kingdom. They're rich because they have the heavens to them now. Their people are in leadership. We're poor. You can be in a 5-story house and have a lot of money. You're still poor because we are a nation together. Together we're rich, right? I'll start at verse 12 again. Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn, and he is clean contrary to our doings. He upbraided us with our offending the law. Yeah, they offend the law the most high, and we upbraid them about that. All that idolatry, all that lesbianism, homosexuality, all that other stuff, they offend the law of the most high, and we upbraid them for it. We correct them. They don't want us to do that. Okay? And objective to our infamy, the transgressions of education. He professes to have knowledge of God, and he calleth himself the child of Yahweh. We are the children of Yahweh. Man. He was made to reprove our thoughts. We were. We were made to reprove them and to correct them. Go out there to correct them. Let them know what they're doing wrong. We were created to do that. Okay? Give me a second. I can't find it. So Slovakia. Where was I at? Verse 14. He was made to reprove our thoughts. He is grievous unto us, even to behold. For his life is not like other men's. His ways are of another fashion. We are esteemed of him as counterfeits. He abstineth from our ways as from filthiness. You know, their ways are filthy to us. We're not doing that nasty stuff. I mean, you just want to smack them. You know what I don't like is when you talking, and you got to talk to the people. When you're talking to a homosexual, they have a, they try to have a spirit of a woman so bad, and you got to stay straight because it's like this motherfucker want me to treat him like a woman. It's like, man, I'm gonna talk to you like a dude, man. I'm like, what's up, bro? I'm gonna teach you real masculine. I'm gonna treat you really masculine, man. I'm gonna act just like a man with you. Like, what's up, bro? What's up? You know what I'm saying? What's up, man? How you doing today? And then I'm like, what's going on, bro? These are my beliefs. And that's what you tell them, man. You don't call them by their proverb. And what is that now? They want you to call them by their pronoun. I ain't doing it. Are your beliefs more important than my beliefs? No. If your beliefs are more important than my beliefs, I'm not calling you that. But if you want me to call you by your pronoun, you got to call me Grandmaster Marakai Big Daddy. That's my pronoun. Grandmaster Marakai Big Daddy. You gotta call me that. No. Not Grandmaster Marakai Big Daddy. Let's take that away. I want you to call me just pick a pronoun. Just pick a pronoun. See if they gonna call you that every time you see them. Because if I gotta respect you to call you some that I don't believe you are, you gotta call me that too. And let's see how they feel about that. That's how you get them. Con. That's just how you get them. That's how you get them. All right. Verse 15. He is grievous unto us, even to behold, for his life is not like other men's. His ways are of another fashion. We are esteemed of him as counterfeits. He absenteth from our ways and from filthiness. He pronounceth the end of the just to be blessed, and maketh his best that Yahweh is his father. Let us see his words. Let us see if his words be true, and let us prove what will happen in the end of him. For if the just man be the son of Yahweh, he will help him and deliver him from the land of his enemies. And he is. He gonna deliver us, man. As long as you keep these laws, and the Most High knows you're gonna keep these laws, he gonna deliver you. Watching these last days how the Most High deliver us. Everybody gonna be standing around looking for answers, and we're not gonna be there. Most High having us move in different ways that people are not moving in. He got us moving in different ways, and we're gonna be gone. And everybody gonna be around here thinking like, man, dang, I should have just did that shit. Because man, hey, bro, hey, the world is just disconnected. They're disconnected, man, and you can tell they're disconnected. And they're trying to escape, and they out there effing and drinking and chilling and doing whatever, man. That's what they're doing. All right. Again, verse 18. For if the just man be the son of Yahweh, he will help him and deliver him from the hand of his enemies. And when that scourge of white boys come through here, watch. Let us examine him with, let us examine him with despitefulness and torture, that we may know his meekness and prove his patience. And that's what's going to happen to a lot of us. Examine him with despitefulness and torture, that we may know his meekness and prove his patience. Let us condemn him with a shameful death, for by his own saying he shall be respected. Such things they did imagine and were deceived, for their own wickedness hath blinded them. As for the mysteries of Yahweh, they knew them not, neither hoped for they the wages of righteousness, nor discerned a reward for blameless. It's like nor discerned a reward for blameless souls. They didn't discern the reward for blameless souls. For Yahweh created man to be immortal and made him to be an image of his own entity, in order of his own entity. Looked like him, but his order was the laws. Nevertheless, through envy of the devil came death into the world, and they that do hold of his side do find it. You're going to find it. You hold the devil's side, you're going to find death. Oh, yeah, you're going to find it. You'll find that, man. Go to this last chapter. Chapter 3. But the souls of the righteous are in the hand of Yahweh, and there shall no torment touch them. And the sight of the unwise they seem to die, and their departure is taken for misery. And they're going from us to be to be utter destruction. And again, verse 3, and they're going from us to be utter destruction, but they are in peace. For though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hopeful of immortality. That's what our hope is immortality, everybody. We hope in immortality. All right. Verse 5, having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded. We're chastised every day, man. With your family going off, your women going off, you're chastised. That's chastisement. Getting sick, that's chastisement. All right. Verse 5, having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded. For Yahweh proved them and found them worthy for himself. As gold in the furnace hath he tried them and received them as a burnt offering. He received, because we're out there as an offering out there. We're making ourselves a living sacrifice, which will be our duty. Our first duty is to make ourselves a living sacrifice. Let's go to the book of Romans. I know I was close. This is the book of Romans, chapter 12 and verse 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahweh, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, wholly acceptable unto Yahweh, which is your reasonable service. Watch this. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 5. Having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded. For Yahweh proved them and found them worthy for himself. As gold in the furnace hath he tried them and received them as a burnt offering. Because we're out here on these highways and byways, what? That ye present your bodies a living sacrifice in Romans 12 and verse 1. That ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto Yahweh, which is your reasonable service. That's what we're doing. We're presenting ourselves a living sacrifice. Okay? Verse 7, Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 7. And in the time of their visitation they shall shine and run and run to and fro like sparks among the stubble. They shall judge the nations and have dominion over the people, and their power shall reign forever. They that put their trust in him shall understand the truth, and such as be fulfilled, And such as be faithful in love shall abide with him. What is the love of the Most High? What? Keeping his commandments. For if you love me, keep my commandments. All right. They that put their truth in him shall understand the truth. And what's the truth? This is the truth. Psalms chapter 119. Psalm chapter 119, verse 1. There go past it. One 19, verse 142. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. Right up here. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 7. And in the time of their visitation, they shall shine and run to and fro like sparks among the stubble. They shall judge the nations and have dominion over the people, and their Lord shall reign forever. They that put their trust in him shall understand the truth. What are you to understand? Psalms chapter 119, verse 142. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. You will understand the law. So those that are going to be running around like sparks amongst the stubble is going to understand the law of the Most High. Okay? Verse 9, Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 9. They that put their trust in him shall understand the truth, and thy law is the truth. And such as be faithful in love, what? Keeping the commandments, shall abide with him. For grace and mercy is to his saints. For grace and mercy is to his saints. Gotta go there too. I'm gonna write that down here for a note. Book of Psalms, chapter 148 and 14. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 148, verse 14. He also exalted the horn of his people, the power. The horn is his power. What's a horn? Is very loud and powerful. He also exalted the horn of his people, the power of his people, right? The praise of all his saints, even of the children of Israel, a people near unto him. Praise ye Yahweh. All right. Verse 9, Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 9. They that put their trust in him shall understand the truth, such as be faithful in love, which is keeping the commandments, shall abide with him. For grace and mercy is to his saints, which is Israel. Psalms 148, verse 14. And he that hath care for his elect. All right. But the ungodly shall be punished according to their own imaginations, which have neglected the righteous and forsaken Yahweh and forsaken the power. For whoso despiseth wisdom and nurture, he is miserable, and there is hope, and their hope is vain. Somebody that despises wisdom, their just hope is vain, man. They just half the time they did it for the wrong reasons. You know, in this truth, you gotta study for yourself. You study to answer. You gotta save yourself. You can't be profitable to everybody else, but unprofitable to yourself. You cannot do that. Okay? Verse 11, for whoso despises wisdom and nurture, he is miserable, and their hope is vain. Their labors unfruitful, and their works unprofitable. Their wives are foolish, and their children wicked. Their offspring is cursed. So, if you whoso despises wisdom and nurture, he is miserable. So you say you love wisdom, but you don't want to be nurtured. You don't want to take counsel. You don't want to ask questions. You don't want to be nurtured. Let's go over here real quick. Um, the book of Matthew, chapter 18, and verse 1. Book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 18, verse 1. At the same time came the disciples unto Yahushua, saying, who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven? And Yahushua called a little child unto him and set him in the midst of them and said, verily I say unto you, except ye be converted and become as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven. Whosoever therefore shall humble himself as this little child, the same is greatest in the kingdom of heaven. And whoso shall receive one such little child in my name receiveth me. That one that comes in a humble spirit, asking for nurture, because young children need nurturement. So you got to be that young man and that young child next for nurturement. Man and woman, you need nurturement. You crazy as hell if you can come in as doing what you want to do. It ain't gonna happen. It's not. You might as well not. Don't think that. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 11. For whoso despiseth wisdom and nurture, he is miserable. He just don't want to come to you. Man, see, these words speak it expressly. Remember that. They'll bring it alive. They bring it alive to you what you really think. All right? And their hope is vain, their labors unfruitful, and their works unprofitable. It's just not going to work, man. It's not going to work for you. Their offspring, their wives are foolish, and their children wicked. Their offspring is cursed. Wherefore blessed is the barren that is undefiled, which have not known the sinful bed. She shall have fruit in the visitation of souls. And blessed is the Enoch, which with his hands hath wrought no iniquity, nor imagined wicked things against Yahweh. For unto him shall be given the special gift of faith and an inheritance in the temple of Yahweh, more acceptable to his mind. For glorious is the fruit of Yahweh, for glorious is the fruit of good labors. For glorious is the fruit of good labors, and the root of wisdom shall never fall away. As for the children of adulterers, they shall not come to their perfection, and the seed of an unrighteous bed shall be rooted out. So if you're sleeping with another man's wife and get her pregnant, that child right there is unprofitable. As for the children of adulterers, they shall not come to their perfection. And the seed of an unrighteous bed shall be rooted out. The seed of an unrighteous bed shall be rooted out. For though they live long, for though they have a long life, even though they did that, you know what I mean? For they live long, yet shall they be nothing regarded, and their last age shall be without honor. Or if they die quickly, they have no hope, neither comfort in the day of trial. For horrible is the end of an unrighteous generation. It is what it is, just. So now we're going to move over to the book of Sirach, and I'm going to take my 10 again. And we're going to start at Ecclesiasticus chapter 41. All right, I'm going to take 10. We'll return at 344. All right, I'm back. Here we go. Starting off at Sirach 40, Ecclesiasticus chapter 40. Woo! Here we go. Hold on. Give me a second. Okay, no, it's 41. Sirach. It's 41. I'm sorry for chapter 41. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 41, verse 1. O death, how bitter is the remembrance of thee to a man that liveth at rest in his possessions, unto the man that hath nothing to vex him, and that hath prosperity in all things, yea, unto him that is yet able to receive me. Yet unto him that is able to receive me. Now remember, I told you, a proverb is an expression. You got to pay attention to this. It's an expression. All right. O death, how bitter is the remembrance of thee to a man that liveth at rest in his possessions. To a man that lives in his possessions, right? Death is bitter because he lives in his possession. He wants to live for a while to have it all. He wants to keep all that for a while. You can't take those with you. You can't, whatever you have and you acquire in your life, only thing you can take with you is your understanding, your wisdom with you that the Most High gave you when you go. And that's what you want to do is you want to keep your soul. You want to be able to keep your soul. Right? So that's what you're working on, is to keep your soul. So live righteously, man. Live the truth, the law. Live it. Apply it. Live it. Okay? O death, how bitter is the remembrance of thee to a man that liveth at rest in his possession. Watch this, in his possessions, right? Unto the man that have nothing to vex him. Unto the man that has nothing to vex him, he already in a bitter life. Why think about it? He's already bitter. You know what I mean? He's not thinking about that. He's bitter. Like, it's like I got nothing to lose. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing. Right? And that hath prosperity in all things. Yea, unto him that is yet able to receive meat. Yet unto him that is able to receive meat. Right? O death, acceptable is thy sentence unto the needy, and unto him whose strength faileth. That is now in the last age, and is vexed with all things. And to him that despaireth and hath lost patience. Now, this is a cold precept right here. See, despaireth. Despaireth is like despair is despair. You know what I mean? It's a hopeless state. To give up all hope of expectations. That's a person that despairs. They give up all hope. Okay? So I'm gonna read this again. I'm gonna read this again. O death, acceptable is thy sentence unto the needy, and unto him whose strength faileth. That is now in the last age. That dude that is now in this last age right now. He's here right now. He's here. He's amongst you. Okay? And is vexed with all things. And to him that despaireth and have lost patience. He's here today. He's around you. He's lost hope, despair. He's just, man, it's just, and unto him whose strength faileth, that is now in the last age and is vexed with all things. He's vexed with all things. He just, things that he's just not getting. He's not asking questions. He's not asking them because he thinks they're stupid, and people might make fun of him and stuff like that, man. He's just not understanding things. That's why I said the Most High said, "Let counsel go before any enterprise, any sticky situation. Let counsel go before." And you gotta have counsel. If you don't have counsel, you're gonna go crazy. You're gonna go crazy, and everything is going to bother you. Right here. O death, acceptable is thy sentence unto the needy, and unto him whose strength faileth. Unto the needy, and unto him whose strength faileth. Acceptable is the death sentences of life. You're just like, I accept death. Fuck it, man. It's getting to that. And unto him whose strength faileth, that is now the last age, and is vexed with all things. And to him that despaireth and hath lost patience. He's lost patience because he's in a hopeless state. He's in a state of giving up on all things and expectations of life, of getting to the kingdom. His expectation of the kingdom, he's just like, man, I don't care. Who cares? Watch this, verse 3. Fear not the sentence of death. Remember them that have been before thee and that come after. For this is the sentence of the Lord over all flesh. This is the sentence of the Lord, all flesh is coming up. And why art thou against the pleasure of the Most High? Why are you against the will of the Most High? That's his pleasure, is his will. His desire is for you to do his will. There is no inquisition in the grave. There's no pleading for your life and anything like that. So you better get straight now. There is no inquisition in the grave, whether thou have lived 10 or 100 or 1,000 years. The children of sinners are abominable children, and they that are conversant, right? Conversant is acquitted by familiar use. Something you're familiar with. Some conversing is to be familiar with something. Okay? The children of sinners are abominable children, and they, the children, and they that are conversant, they that are familiar in dwelling of the ungodly. You're familiar with being around ungodly people. So being around somebody else you're not familiar with. So it's hard to be around these folks over here because you're so used to being with these folks over here. You're so used to being with the ungodly. So it's hard to come over here being with the godly. You're conversing with the ungodly. Okay? Verse 6. The inheritance of sinners' children shall perish, and their posterity, their generations, shall have a perpetual reproach because of you. Man, don't fuck with them. They daddies is weird, bro. They gonna be weird. Verse 7. The children will complain of an ungodly father because they shall be reproached for his sake. Man, hey, they daddy crazy. They crazy. You know what I'm saying? Verse 8. Woe be unto you ungodly men, which have forsaken the law of the Most High God. For if you increase, it shall be to your destruction. If you be born, you shall be born to a curse. And if you die, a curse shall be your portion. All that are of the earth shall turn to earth again. So the ungodly shall go from a curse to destruction. The mourning of men is about their bodies. Yeah. But an ill name of sinners shall be blotted out. Have regard to thy name. Have respect on your name, man. That's why you tell people, have respect on my name. You know what I'm saying? Have regard to thy name, for that shall continue with thee above 1,000 great treasures of gold. A good life hath but few days, but a good name endureth forever. My children, keep discipline in peace. For wisdom that is hid and a treasure that is not seen, what profit it is to them both? It's no profit if you hide your wisdom. And it doesn't profit if I can't see the treasure. I want to be in my hands. I want to be able to hold it and see it. I want to be able to learn from the wisdom, man. It's not profitable to hide your wisdom and to have gold you can't see. You can't buy nothing with it. You can't do anything with it. You know what I mean? Verse 15. A man that hideth his foolishness is better than a man that hideth his wisdom. That's right. Therefore, be shamefaced according to my word, for it is not good to retain all shamefastness. Neither is it altogether approved in everything. What is shamefastness? Held or restrained by shame, bashful, right? Easily confused or put of a countenance. Like, let me see, how can I explain it best? Um, mm, like, all right, when you're held back, you're saying like, I don't want to be shamed for that. I don't want people to shame at me and talk ish about me because I did this and that. You're held back by that because you don't want to be shamed. So when you get shamefaced, it's like, mm, you know, the continence changes. You know what I'm saying? So when it said, therefore, be shamefaced according to my word, right? Hold on. Make sure I didn't go too far. Okay, verse 16. Therefore, be shamefaced according to my word, for it is not, for it is not good to retain all shamefastness. Shame, right? It's not good. Neither is it altogether approved in everything. Be ashamed of whoredom before father and mother. So whoredom can be idolatry, worshiping other gods, or you're just being a whoremonger around everything in sight. Okay? Therefore, be shamefaced according to my word, for it is not good to retain all shamefastness. Neither is it altogether approved in everything. Be ashamed of whoredom before father and mother, and of a lie before a prince and a mighty man. Be ashamed of a lie. Be ashamed to lie. And people know that you're a liar. Be ashamed of that. Nah. And it's hard because especially people who got kids and they grow up and they were just never taught not to lie. That's not good. The kids that are taught not to lie, it's not good. Verse 18, of an offense before a judge and ruler, of iniquity before a congregation and people, of unjust dealing before they partner and friend, and of theft in regard of the place where thou sojournest, and in regard of the truth of Yahweh and his covenant. Be ashamed and be ashamed of theft in regard of the place where thou sojournest. Be ashamed where you steal, where you stay. Never shit where you live. You heard that saying? Never shit where you live. It's an old saying, but true. All right. Verse 18. Of an offense before a judge, ruler, hold on. Okay, ruler of iniquity before a congregation of people. Like all your people see you just committed iniquity. People get blown up on Facebook and live and all that. This person did this and that. The congregation sees that. All right. Of iniquity before a congregation and people, of unjust dealing before thy partner and friend, and of theft regard of the place where thou sojournest, and in regard of the truth of Yahweh and his covenant. In regard of the respect of the most high covenant, like you don't know it. Okay. And to lean with thine elbow upon the meat of the scorning to give and take. You just your elbow all on the meat and it's just messing it all up. And metaphorically, you can say that too, is to meet the understanding. You just grinding it, just not giving it out. All right. Verse 20. And of silence before them that salute thee, and to look upon an harlot, and to turn away thy face from thy kinsman, or to take away a portion or a gift, or to gaze upon another man's wife. Verse 20 is very powerful. You should be ashamed of that. You really should. Verse 22, or to be over busy with his maid. To be over busy with your maid, you need to have leisure. That means you just always want to be around your woman, bro. You can't always want to be around your woman like that. You need leisure, bro. You need to be around the bros and chill. You can't be around your wife all the time. She need to tend to the household. And if she don't want to do that, find another man, find another woman. So like find another woman that do that. All right. If she don't want to do that, find another woman that will. That's it. Because you don't have to deal with that, brother. She got to be in your order. Thus saith Yahweh. If she's not trying to be a daughter of Sarah and be in order and do what you do, man, leave her alone. That's it. That's the best thing I can tell you. She just don't believe. Leave her alone. Ain't nothing you can do. You're wasting your energy. She's messing with your spirit. All right. Verse 22, or to be over busy, be ashamed of yourself. Be ashamed of yourself to be over busy with your woman. And come not near her bed when she's on her flower, or upbraiding speeches before friends. Be ashamed to have upbraiding speeches. You just correcting that, man, fuck all you niggas. You just be ashamed of yourself. Or of upbraiding speeches before friends, and after thou hast given, upbraid not. Upbraiding speeches before friends, and after thou hast upbraided, upbraid not. Like you just don't want to talk to them no more. You ain't finna correct them no more. Verse 23, or of iterating and speaking again that which thou hast heard, or of revealing of sin. What's iterating means? Repeating yourself. Be ashamed of repeating yourself. Let's look that up. Looking for love in all the wrong places. Looking for love. Come on. Ooh, Parzai, that's early. That's early. Ooh, we're gonna do it anyway. Okay. Okay, we're looking at
Iterate.
Iterate means repeating.
Recapitulate. Iterate.
Iterate is the same as recapitulate. Repeat. All right? Repeat. Perform or utter repeatedly. So you ought to be ashamed, in verse 23, of iterating and speaking again that which thou hast heard, and revealing of secrets. Repeating what the hell you heard over here. And you come from over here and you start repeating that to everybody else. You should be ashamed of your damn self. You should. That's what the scriptures say. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 41, verse 23. And when you start over here, let me see. Verse 16, it says, therefore be shamefaced according to my word. What does shamefaced mean? Held or restrained by shame. You are held by shame. You don't want to be shamed and people like, man, I just don't want to mess with her anymore. You should be ashamed of yourself for doing that. So when you go to verse 23, it says, or of iterating and speaking again that which thou hast heard, and of revealing of secrets. So if me and you talking and you iterating that to somebody else, you ought to be ashamed of your damn self. And nobody should trust you. That's it. Verse 24. So shalt thou be truly shamefaced and find favor before all men, because you can keep shit to yourself. When somebody says something to you and you talk and you speak and you keep things to yourself, stop saying everything you heard to everybody. This ain't the world, man. Y'all got to get out the world. Everybody always telling everybody's business, man. You shameless backbiters, man. You ain't gonna get $1 million for it. I mean, would you tell somebody else's business for $1 million? Nah, man, die with it. That's it. That means they trust you to talk to you. Shut up. Damn. Now, verse 42, chapter 42, not verse 42, but chapter 42. Of these things be not thou ashamed, and accept no persons to sin thereby. Don't matter who it is. Don't like, hey man, just come on, man. You know me. Tell me. Don't accept no persons. No matter who they are, don't accept the persons. All right, just do what you got to do. Of these things be not thou ashamed, and accept no persons to sin thereby. Of the law of the Most High, and his covenant, and of judgment to justify the ungodly. That you shouldn't be ashamed of, to inform them. Okay? Verse 3, of reckoning with thy partners and travelers, or of the gift of the heritage of friends. What is reckoning? Reckoning is a statement of accounts with another. What are accounts? Different subjects you guys are talking about, different talking points. So don't be ashamed of the reckoning with thy partners and travelers, of talking about different subjects, different talking points. You want to have a conversation? That's cool. Hit me up on the inbox. Well, I have a conversation with anybody. I got over 60 talking points we can go over dealing with relationships and families. Which one you want to talk about? Let's go into it. I'll reckon with you. Reckon with you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Find out who I am. Reckon with me. Verse 4, of existence of balances and weights, or of getting much or little, and of merchants indifferent selling of much correction of children, and to make the side of an evil servant to bleed. Now let's start back from 4, of existence of balances, talking about money, how to balance a checkbook. Bro, I don't really understand this. You can reckon with that. Talk about these different things. Those things you shouldn't be ashamed of doing with people. You should talk about it. If you don't know it, if you can't be so proud to tell somebody you don't know something about it. If you know that person don't backbite and say things, just trust them, ask them about some things. You never know what they know. All right? Or of getting much or little. I'm not getting much of this from that. You know what I'm saying? And of merchants and different sellings. You know, merchants and stores, you trying to start a business and everything else. Of much correction of children, and how to correct your children, everything. What should I do? What should I do? This and everything else need correction. And to make the side of an evil servant to bleed. Sure keeping is good, where an evil wife is. Sure keeping, keep that woman in check. And if you can't, adios, mi amigos. Okay? And shut up where many hands are. Deliver all things in number and weight, and put all in writing that thou givest out and receivest it. Right? Be not ashamed to inform the unwise and foolish, and the extreme age that contendeth with those that are young. Thus shalt thou be truly learned and approved of all men living. The Father waketh. All right, now we're going to stop there real quick. So these things is good to reckon with people, to talk about things. And, you just got to trust people, man. And you should be ashamed of yourself to somebody to tell you something. You should start telling everybody, man. Like, bro, we can't tell you nothing, man. It's like, man, you just ran your mouth. Oh, y'all didn't tell me. True, but you should ask first. True, but still come and ask, man. Have the sense to still ask. Make inquisitions and reckon with your bros, man. All right, verse 9. The father waketh for the daughter when no man knoweth. The daughter's watching for his daughter. You don't think he is, but he is. You better be careful with that. You mess with my daughter, you liable. Get, I don't know. I think about it when it happens. All right. The father waketh for the daughter when no man knoweth, and the care of her taketh away sleep. When she is young, lest she pass away the flower of her age, and being married, lest she should be hated. In her virginity, lest she should be defiled and gotten with child in her father's house. She defiled, man. In her father's house, man. She's like having babies with no husband or nothing. Like she just let dude hit it and split it. Adios. And having a husband, lest she should misbehave herself. And when she is married, lest she should be barren. Keep a sure watch over a shameless daughter, lest she make thee a laughing stock to thy enemies, and a byword in the city, and a reproach among the people, and make thee ashamed before a multitude. Behold not everybody's beauty, and sit not in the midst of women. Don't be sitting in the midst of a bunch of sisters, man. We at a barbecue, bro. Don't be over there with all those females talking. You stay over here with the bros, and don't be letting those sisters come over there in men's face, want to get in the conversation and act all. Ugh. Stay out of men's conversations. You don't need to be in no man's face. Keep your tail over there, woman. Made me lose my spot. Verse 12. This is Ecclesiasticus 42 and 12. Behold not everybody's beauty, and sit not in the midst of women. For from garments cometh a moth. Gonna eat you up. Gonna eat your soul up, man, your mind. And from women wickedness, better is the churlishness of a man than a courteous woman. So better is a churlish man. So better is a churlishness of a man than a courteous. Let me look that up. That word, let me look that up. CHURL. Churlishness is rudeness of manners or temper. Let me write that down. Churlishness, rudeness, manners. Cool. Let me look this one up. Okay. Churlishness is rudeness of manners or temper, disposition of mind. And, a person's inherent qualities of mind and character. You know what I mean? So when it says better is the churlishness of a man, it's talking about better is the manner, the rudeness manners of a man's temper, right? Than a courteous woman. A woman, I say, which bringeth shame and reproach. So better is a rude man than a woman that brings shameless reproach. Okay, I will remember the works of the Lord and declare the things that I have seen. And the words of the Lord are his works. The sun that giveth light looketh upon all things, and the work thereof is full of the glory of Yahweh. The power hath not given Yahweh have not given power to the saints to declare all marvelous works, which the Almighty power firmly settled, which the Almighty Yahweh firmly settled, that whosoever is might be established for his glory. He seeketh out the deep in the heart, and considereth the crafty devices. For Yahweh knoweth all for Yahweh knoweth all that may be known, and he beholdeth all the signs of the world. He declareth the things that are past and for to come, and revealeth the steps of hidden things. Right? No thought escaped him, neither any word is hidden from him. He hath garnished the excellent works of his wisdom, and he is from everlasting to everlasting. Unto him may nothing be added, neither can he be diminished, and he hath no need of any counselor. He declareth all things that is past and for to come, and revealeth the steps of hidden things and how to do things that you don't think that you want to do. He revealed those steps and show you how to get it done. But you got to pray and you got to believe and have faith that it'll happen. You can't pray for something and don't think it's going to happen. It's not like that. You got to believe that it's going to happen, and it'll happen if you believe it's going to happen. So let me go back down here. Verse 22. How desirable are all his works, and that a man may see even to a spark. All these things live and remain forever, for all use, and they are all obedient. All things are double, all things are double one against another, and he hath made nothing unperfect. One thing establishes the good of another, and who shall be filled with beholding his glory? Who? His saints. To see him after 1,000 years of being taught by Hamashiach Yahushua. Okay. Okay. Well, that'll be the end of this, and we're gonna get off into the prayers. All right. Give me like 2 minutes, real quick, and we're gonna start the prayers. Let me get my mic over here. We're going to start these prayers up. Give me a minute real quick. All right, y'all. Let's start these prayers up real quick. Let me get my pillow for my knees. You know, I'm about to be 42, so I need my knees. I want my knees all busted up and stuff. You know what I'm saying? All right, Mahdi and Pani Rushman. Let me everybody face the east. All right. This is the Abanawa prayer from Matthew, chapter 6, verse 9 to 13. And it goes, Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Badash, Ayah, Shukara, Hawo, Malafoka, Taba'a, Batazaka, Ya, Sha, Barakazah, Kahaya, Bashamayim, Nabelinawa, Bakam, Bakam, Masalakinawa, Kapapatinawa, Asalakina, Kapapatinawa, Mala'a, Tabiaginawa, Ilasalibon, O, Awashayanawa, Onrai, Kaya, Ka, Amalakwa, Allah, Patapara, Balayalam, Shem, Awashai, Shia, Fire. Now, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day bread, give us our debts as we forgive debtors. It's not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and power, and glory forever. Hashem, Shai, Mashiach. Right? All right, this is the Asherah. All right. Blessed are they that dwell in thy house. They will still be praising thee, Selah. Happy is that people that is in such a case. Yea, happy is that people whose Alahai is Yahweh. I will extol thee, my Alahai King, and I will bless thy name forever and ever. Every day will I bless thee, and I will praise thy name forever and ever. Every day will I bless thee, and I will praise thy name forever and ever. Great is Yahweh, and greatly to be praised, and his greatness is unsearchable. One generation shall praise thy works to another, and shall declare thy mighty acts. I will speak of the glorious honor of thy majesty and of thy wondrous works. And men shall speak of thy mighty, of thy terrible acts. And I will declare thy greatness. They shall abundantly utter the memory of thy great goodness, and shall sing of thy righteousness. Yahweh is gracious and full of compassion, slow to anger and of great mercy. Yahweh is good to all, and his tender mercies are over all his works. All thy works shall praise thee, O Yahweh. Thy saints shall bless thee. They shall speak of the glory of thy kingdom and talk of thy power, to make known to the sons of men his mighty acts, and the glorious majesty of his kingdom. Thy kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and thy dominion endureth throughout all generations. Yahweh upholdeth all that fall, and raiseth up all those that be bowed down. Bow down. The eyes of all wait upon thee. Thou givest them their meat in due season. Thou openest thy hand, satisfies the desire of every thing. Yahweh is righteous in all his ways, and holy in all his works. So, Yahweh is righteous in all his ways, and holy in all his works. Yahweh is nigh to all them that call upon him, to all that call upon him in truth. He will fulfill the desire of them that fear him. He also will hear their cry. He will save them. Yahweh preserveth all them that love him, but all the wicked will he destroy. My mouth shall speak the praises of Yahweh, and let all flesh bless his holy name forever and ever. But we will bless the Yahweh from this time forth and forevermore. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hashem, Shah, Mashiach. All right. A psalm for the Shabbat day. It is a good thing to give thanks unto Yahweh, to sing praises unto thy name, O Most High, to show forth thy loving kindness in the morning and thy faithfulness every night. Upon an instrument of 10 strings and upon a couch, upon the harp with a solemn sound, for thou, Yahweh, hast made me glad through thy work. I will triumph in the works of thy hands. Yahweh, how great are thy works, and thy thoughts are very deep. A brutish man knoweth not, neither doeth a fool understand this. When the wicked spring as the grass, and when all the works of iniquity, when all the workers of iniquity do flourish, it is that they shall be destroyed forever. But thou, Yahweh, art most high forevermore. For lo, thy enemy, Yahweh, for lo, thy enemy shall perish. All the workers of iniquity shall be scattered. But my horn, my power, shalt thou exalt like the horn of a unicorn. I shall be anointed with fresh oil. My eye also shall see my desire of on my enemy, and my ears shall hear my desire of the wicked that rise up against me. The righteous shall flourish like the palm tree. He shall grow like a cedar in Lebanon. Those that be planted in the house of Yahweh shall flourish in the courts of Al-Ahiyah. They shall still bring forth fruit in old age. They shall be fat. They shall be fat and flourishing to show that Yahweh is upright. He is my rock. There is no unrighteousness in him. Hallelujah. 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 Hashem. Yahshua. Shia. All right. This is the Al. It is our duty to praise the master of all, to ascribe greatness to the author of creation, who has not made us like the nations of the lands, nor placed us like the families of the earth, who has not made our portion like theirs, nor our destiny like all their multitude. For they worship vanity and impudence and pray to a God who cannot save. But we bow in worship and thank the supreme King of Kings, the Holy One. Blessed be he who extends the heavens and establishes the earth, whose throne of glory is in the heavens above, and power's presence is in the highest of heights. He is our God, there is no other. Truly he is our King, there is none else. As it is written in the TORAH, ye shall know and take to heart this day that the Yahweh is Elohim in the heavens above and on the earth below. There is no other. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hashem, Yahshua, Mashiach. Shema Ashura Yahweh Adonai Yahweh Echad. Shema Yashua Yahweh Adonai Yahweh Echad. Shema Yashua Yahweh Adonai Yahweh Echad. Shema Yasharala Yahweh Elohim Yahweh. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God. This is our Kawan, Asha'ah, memorial of the woman. Now when Yahushua was in Bethlehem, the house of Simon, there came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, and poured it on his head, as he sat at meat. But when his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, to what purpose is this waste? For this ointment might have been sold for 300 pence, 1 year's wages, and given to the poor. When Yahushua understood it, he said unto them, why trouble ye the woman? For she hath wrought a good work upon me. For ye have the poor always with you, but me ye have not always. For it is that she hath poured this ointment on my body. She did it for my burial. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this woman have done be told for a memorial of her. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hashem, Yahushua, Mashiach. Shalom. And that be the end of prayers and end of Sabbath service. Till next time. Shalom. Yabarakakah, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushua.